Hello everyone, my name is Alicia. I've been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and I apologize for the flipped camera. Thing is, I don't really like my face when it's flipped around, and I have to edit this thing, so, you know. Today I would like to talk to you about who and why and when might need therapy. Spoiler alert, it's almost everyone. Depending on where you live, all of your friends might be already in therapy and you might already know a ton about it. Or you might find yourself in an environment where people think that therapy is only for crazy people. Well, it's not. It might be for you, for example, if, number one, you are in a long-term relationship. Because relationships are complicated. No matter how much we love each other, we all have our traumas. And things can trigger us sometimes, and we end up hurting each other. And then many of us don't know how to resolve that conflict. Couples therapists say that in most relationships, it's the same conflict that is ongoing that is at the base of every argument. On the surface, you might be bickering about where to go on vacation or something. But deep down, there's a different reason. And it can be very hard to get to that reason on your own. Because we're very emotional when it comes to relationships, and it can be really hard to think straight and to be realistic about our own feelings sometimes. So I'm pretty sure that any of people who are involved in serious long-term relationships could benefit from going to couples therapy together. Number two, you have a stressful job or perhaps a job that you're not sure you like. Most of us work with people, and people are complex, and we have to deal with them every day. Burnout has become a very common diagnosis lately for people who are overworked or stressed or both. And treating burnout can help you cope with the job that you have, or perhaps find the courage to find a new one, a new career even. Number three, you don't know how to apologize. And most of us don't. And yet psychologists have created whole lists of things that make for a real, meaningful, and effective apology. Number four, you cannot forgive someone or yourself. Forgiveness is something that we usually need to move on from a traumatic experience. Letting go of resentment and anger and hate lifts a huge weight off our shoulders and allows us to finally move on and live our lives to the fullest. Forgiving does not mean forgetting or all of a sudden becoming naive somehow. It does not mean allowing the person who hurt us to stay in our lives and keep hurting us. It does not mean us not changing and keeping on doing the same things. I think forgiveness is mostly a way of accepting life as it is and staying open to the good things that might come our way. Instead of endlessly dwelling on the past and being hypervigilant. And understanding is a part of forgiveness, just like knowledge is a part of wisdom. A therapist might be able to help you to understand what exactly happened. If someone has hurt you, perhaps why they did what they did, and especially why you do the things that you do. Number five, you are a parent. Now, I'm not one, and I'm not planning on becoming one, but I'm pretty sure that every parent worries whether they're doing the right things for their child, whether they're saying the right things to their child, or teaching the right things to them. Sometimes parents don't know how best to support their kids, especially those extra sensitive ones who are so prone to developing mental health issues. Plus, of course, every family has their own history of trauma, sometimes addictions or ongoing conflicts, or just communication issues, and that is tough. But imagine how tough it must be if you're responsible for the life, the soul of another human being. How are you expected to never screw up if you've never gotten help yourself? So if you are a parent and you are in therapy, I commend you. You're so wise and brave, and this is such a wonderful thing to do for your loved ones. Number six, you are having or have had a major health issue. Here in Germany, psychotherapy, for example, is a part of cancer treatment, and rightfully so. A life-threatening or life-changing condition can be very hard to deal with. It can be hard to deal with for the person who has it and for their loved ones as well. Because the person who is ill, understandably, may start to self-isolate. They might get depressed. They might start distancing themselves from their loved ones to protect them. A serious illness is exhausting and it's easy to lose the motivation along the way. So I think if we use all of the tools available to us to deal with this kind of situation, it might help us heal faster, both mentally and physically. Number 7, you're getting older. Let's be honest, it's a bummer, especially in our culture where youth and beauty and success are valued above everything else. When you find yourself being unable to do things that you used to be able to do, or looking less attractive than you used to, you might easily get the impression that everything is just downhill from here. Depression is hugely prevalent among older people, and even suicide rates go dramatically up at the age of 70. Obviously, I can't tell you what it feels like to be 70, but I already have my issues and insecurities that come with age. But trust me, young people out there, there's not only life after 30, there's great life after 30. I must say I've had the best times of my life after 35. And I'm actually looking forward to, being 40 and 50 and seeing what it's like. Because I think it will be completely different for me. For one, I will be well off on my path to recovery. And although I know that in some ways life will get harder, I think in other ways it might get easier. And it's definitely gonna be fun. Not all the time, but there's fun to be had. Therapy can be very helpful in understanding the nuances of aging and maybe looking at the bright side sometimes, while also facing the very real problems and the very real fears that you have. Finally, number 8, you are single, but you are looking for love, but nothing seems to work. This is a great time to do some self-searching and some healing. Being in a relationship can be very triggering to many of us, especially to people who have BPD. So if you are hoping to find your person, maybe you could use this time to do some growing so you are more prepared when that special someone comes along. Just imagine how you could help them grow and flourish if you've already had some therapy. So there you go. This list is in no way exhaustive. It's just the things that popped into my mind when I thought about it. But therapy basically is for everyone. And there are all different kinds of it out there too. You don't necessarily have to sit in an office with someone and talk about your feelings. There is art therapy, equestrian therapy, meditation, support groups for all kind of people, occupational therapy, body movement therapy, you name it. So maybe give it a go. This is it for today, guys. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you, or rather at you, again soon. Bye!